Good morning, everybody. My name is Bart Winkler. This is the Bart Winkler Show. It's the 30th. It's the 30th month of them all, August 30. This podcast is going to be this YouTube video, the Dan Schani YouTube stream, reacting to a Brewers loss to the Cubs. They lose 1-0. Then I will have some voicemails that have come in the last couple of days from the Carl's Place voicemail line. You can always send those in 402-915 Bart, 402-915-2278. Some on the Brewers, some on the Packers, some on suggestions for the show. Just a couple of different voicemails that will bridge this part to the Packer cut part that we did earlier in the day. So 2 separate Dan Schani videos, 1 long audio podcast. That's the whole setup. And so let's talk some Brewers. I'm kind of in a mood tonight. Just the last week online has been a battle, maybe one of my own creation, but it just seems like everybody's got radio people mad at me. I got weather people mad at me. Everybody wants to be my boss, but no one wants me to work for them. It's a very interesting dichotomy of my life that I can't quite seem to grasp. Also, I'm annoyed by this loss. Brewers lose 1-0. I'm annoyed because, it meant more to Chicago than it did to us, and that bothers me. I talked a little bit on Monday about how the Cubs in Chicago is like way more into it than Milwaukee fans when it comes to any sport. Like they will always be focused on what we do. And we're like trying to mind our own business, but they're obsessed with how things work, operate, and, function north of their border. This game tonight felt like they needed it, which they did. Felt like they wanted it, which they did. The Brewers have been getting lucky with horseshoes up their ass or whatever these Cubs fans are saying. Some of that went the Cubs' way tonight. The win certainly kept this from being a game where the Brewers did not score any runs. Bucky says Willie smoked that fly ball. Should be in the bottom 9 right now, maybe extras. Brew Crew says Cubs cheat by having a crappy outdoor field without a roof. And right off the lake there, that wind's going to catch you. It just felt like they wanted it more, and it did. It felt more, maybe because I turned on TBS, but it felt more like a playoff game than any game I had watched in a while, and we lost. And I think what the problem is, and I'll bring in Austin here. Austin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Bart, how you doing, man?
Good. I think the problem for me is we are very high on the Brewers, and we're seeing good things happen, and we're getting excited. But we all, in the back of our minds, and we talked about this the other day, was we feel like we're going to reach a ceiling, and then like this felt like yesterday felt like the whole ride to the playoffs where everything's going right, and then this felt like, oh, then they get to the playoffs, see one good pitcher, and then get completely shut down. So it's 2 games. They've split so far. Brewers still have, a 4-game lead, I think, after this one. But that's kind of, I think, what it felt like is, oh, okay, this is what's going to happen in the playoffs if we want to wear a pessimistic hat.
Yeah, this definitely, I'm not going to wear the pessimistic hat. This looked exactly like, I think it was great for like Sal Frelick to have that at bat at the end there and to strike out. The Cubs fans definitely made that a playoff atmosphere for them being 4 back, and I think that is only going to benefit the Brewers. And my other problem with that is too that so we hold them to 1 run. And then we ask our guys not to swing for homers, and then there comes Tellez, and what's he doing?
Well, who was it? Was it Dom? Somebody was talking about how this Brewers team is so good at small ball, or maybe it was Brett. It was somebody. But then we're going to get to the playoffs when you need the home runs.
Yes.
Like the small ball is all great, and it's great, but you get to the playoffs, you're going to need it. I don't know. All I know is tonight.
When you're in that do or die situation, right?
Yeah.
And so who has the most home runs on the team? Is it Willie?
I don't.
So Yelich has 17, and there's somebody above him. We're not really a home run hitting team. So no, you got to come at him hot, like we did yesterday, and I think swinging at the first pitch rather than seeing where the pitcher is gonna, go at you would probably be the first step in that. I don't know. From like watching the Cardinals for the last years, I always felt like when they were ever in a like position with their back against the walls, that was a philosophy that they implemented, was swinging at first pitches.
Ian says, my friend group and I have been casually watching the Brewers. We were living and dying with every pitch tonight, back to being all in. Yeah, and I think this is happening. I think especially this like 2-week period where they're important games. You got the Phillies coming up, and also like it's before football. So like right now is going to be, because it's heavy, it's good Brewers action, and it's the top form of entertainment. So you will have more people like Ian and his friend group. KJ's not KJ, this is Ken. I thought I saw KJ. I did. KJ says Brewers will bounce back tomorrow. Ken says today was just bad luck. We literally got beat by the, I'll say, effing wind. I was gonna say the real word there, but Dan Schani told me that him and his kids play a game where they get in the car and they see if they can get from house to school before I swear.
Well, I won't swear. I did, unless I did already. I will try.
You might have. I'm not sure.
All right.
Just kind of par for the course.
Like
I have a hard time. Dan Schani's kids, earmuffs. Because here comes this asshole. Hot take, Jake.
I'll try to keep it under control.
Jake,
where are you?
Hey, man.
Where am I? Where else would I be? I'm at home.
You look like you're backstage at a play.
You look like you're Mac and It's Always Sunny about to do a dance.
Oh,
Very dramatic lighting.
I probably watched that dance no less than 80 times.
So good.
It's such a great like that show, the way that they can do comedy, but then every now and then they throw at you these dramatic set pieces and then like tug at your heartstrings and you're just like, what the hell just happened?
Sorry, I had to mute myself. I have a very bad cough today. Very bad.
Yeah, I had one bad one last night. Kept me up all night. So it probably shows in my demeanor right now. I'm a little tired. But
Patty says Brewers will end up picking up Hunter Renfroe off waivers. Laughing emoji, 4 of them. So the Angels cut like all their dudes. All these guys they traded for, they just cut. Worst run season of any team ever. Even more than the Mets. Harrison Bader's on the market. Josh Donaldson got cut. You want any of these guys, Brewers fans?
Whatever.
No. Nope. I don't think we have any business messing around with.
I mean, here's the deal, though. It's like, would I want them on the roster? Sure. But I understand the economics of baseball, and every penny that they spend at this point is like money they don't have. That's going to screw them down the line. So, like, it sucks, but you have to be a realist.
Treb says, for those of us in Minnesota, it was nice to catch a game on TV with the game being on TBS. And some people weren't able. I was able to watch it. I don't know some people couldn't get it, but I got it. It was blacked out for some people. And BA was on that broadcast, and I just think tonight, cold, windy, Cubs, TBS, just felt more playoff-y tonight. 1-0 game.
The Brewers lose, so naturally it felt like a playoff game.
Brewers can't play to run to save their lives. That's what made it feel like a playoff game.
Well, and I wanted to talk about the 8th inning because Brewers fans on Twitter, or Xer or whatever it is now, it's funny because I'm kind of following along on the timeline with the game. Yelich bunts to get on, and people are like, "Yeah, now steal a base," and then he gets caught at second there by a mile, and the timeline immediately is, "Counsel, you fucking idiot! Why did you send him?" Like they were trying to score a run, they were trying to produce a run, and it didn't work. Like that's baseball. Sometimes that shit happens.
Yep. My buddy.
I thought Yelich was safe also on the steal.
Well, okay, but the moment that he bunted, you knew that he was going to steal, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So if we can all see that coming, I mean, maybe you don't send him then. I don't know. But
Well, they had
it
to do
seemed pretty
something. And
obvious.
he's like there. Him stealing second is like the most important thing I think he does on this team.
Well,
Patrick says the Milwaukee-Chicago series is also heating up because of Packers-Bears week 1. Yes, and maybe not, but probably yes.
I did want to say, yeah, I mean, yeah, you knew Yelich was going to try to steal second, but I feel like in a night like tonight where, they had like 5 or 6 home run balls that were just kicked down by the wind, even if it's the obvious move, like it's still worth it because you weren't doing anything else on offense. And it was a little bit annoying in the ninth inning that they were still, it seemed like, trying to like get the big home run ball. And it's like, guys, come on, it's clearly not your night for that. Just put the ball on the ground, see what happens.
I'll tell you, you can see what happens when you go to happyplacehemp.com and promo code BORT in there, BORT. 30% off through Labor Day. Plus, when you do it, like put in your order and then you type in BORT and then what will appear is a sampler pack of the 50 milligrams Delta 8. So they've always made them at 25 and now they're like, eater, and now they're making them at 50. Happyplacehemp.com. The promo code BART's still good if you want 25% off, but the promo code BORT will get you 30% off and a free package.
Well, and I do love that promo code. The one thing that kind of stinks, though, is that, obviously you can only use it once, right?
No, Jake, you can use it as many times as you would like.
Well, hot diggity damn. What a deal.
All right, so to recap the game, again, Brewers lose 1-0 to the Cubs. Justin Steele was good. It took him 111 pitches to get through 6, but he struck out 8 of our guys, gave up a few hits, but was able to get it done. And that's the kind of pitcher that, like, you don't want to see. I always thought the Cubs bullpen, this is like the first good bullpen game they had in 9,000 games. So good for them. Burns was good. A good bounce back from coming off of the hot game that we all went to. He was laboring a little bit, but hey, where did you go? You disappeared.
You talking to me or Austin?
Austin was there with me till the bitter end.
Oh, I did the Irish goodbye. Like,
did you even get into the stadium?
No, everybody was packing up, and I like kind of, did a little back away thing, and then I was gone.
Yeah, Jake dipped.
Oh. Because Jake,
like Matt in the fall, but I mean Matt at least made it to the third. I was shocked when I heard that though.
Well, the biggest problem with the game for me was that it was way hotter inside. Like I was all worried about the tailgate, and then we had shade and there was a wind, and then you go inside and it was 20 degrees hotter.
Well, yeah, there was like, what? How many people were at that game? 25,000, 28,000 people just not emulating, just whatever. Coming.
The thing is, too, with the tailgate, like, I know, Bart, you like metaphors. So, like, I'm going to the AEW show this Sunday, and it's like, okay, the Winkler tailgate was like the show, but then if you go to an AEW show, they always do Ring of Honor tapings after the show is over. So me going into the game would have been like sticking around for the Ring of Honor tapings. Like, I mean, I like wrestling, but do I really want to stick around for this? Like, I was there for the main event.
So should we just, like next year, not even attach it to a Brewer game, just like grill a bunch of meat at a park?
I think you'd probably have a similar, like, attendance. I don't feel like the game was necessary.
How about let's just jump to wild. How about I rent a yacht and we have a white party like Michael Rubin?
I went on a yacht one time. It's pretty fun. So if you got 50 people to throw in for a yacht, man, I think you'd have a good time.
Well, Bart, you want to have a white party? You just had a white party at that tailgate, buddy.
No, that's not what I meant.
I don't think. Yeah.
I was referring to the pigment, but I think we got that.
I have no comment.
It is what it is.
Hey, all right. So, okay. So I saw some things about the Brewers pitching. I don't know who did it, but they were talking about Brewers in the playoffs that they would go Woodruff, Peralta, Burns, Woodruff, Peralta in a 5-game series.
Don't you have to get Burns thrown twice?
No, they had Burns thrown once.
Why?
Okay, so I don't necessarily agree with that.
You
That
could
was
talk
my
to me
point.
Peralta over Woody.
Yeah, I think Peralta's really turning into a stud pitcher. So Burns got there was that great play by Monasterio at third base, and then Bryce Terang at second had that.
Oh,
wet
Monasterios was awesome.
Yeah, that was too. But I would still, I mean, I'm still backing Burns as the ace. I would go Burns. I would with Woodruff.
So Burns
Coming
gave
back,
up
I would
6
go-
runs against the Twins, 5 against the White Sox.
I'd go Burns, Freddie, Woody, Burns, Freddie. That would be my order.
I feel like if you want to,
3-man.
well, if you want to win a game in the playoffs, you have to throw in Wade Miley, because that's the kind of guy that the Brewers win for. They don't win for Burns in the playoffs. They're not going to win for Woodruff.
Woody in the playoffs. I feel like of the 3 guys that we just mentioned, the one who would be like, fuck, I just got to pitch the game of my goddamn life right now, is Woody.
Okay, understood.
Like Burns is good, Freddie's good. And I'm not even saying that either one of them would get rattled. I just think Woody in the playoffs is like,
He's probably got some clutch in him. Like, I when the Bucks won the championship, I was there in the building. It was amazing, but I still think the best single moment as in my Bucks fandom was the Valley-oop. Now, my best single moment as a Brewers fan was when he hit that home run off Clayton Kershaw.
That was,
so
oh my God, yeah.
I think he's got a little bit of clutch in him.
I agree. Q just used the Bort code. Bort code works. Got the all sampler pack, normally $50. Got it for $35 at happyplacehemp.com. Free shipping plus the Delta 8 50 mg sampler. Thanks, Bort. Happyplacehemp.com. All right, gentlemen. I am going to get an update from my dad here in a second. He's in hurricane country. So
Perfect time. I can see if my aunt can join the StreamYard. She is as well.
Yeah,
So,
if anyone's got a relative in the hurricane, just put them on the show.
All right, guys.
All right, say hi to Big Papa Wink for me.
I will.
Have a good one.
Jake,
Bye.
Austin, boys, appreciate that. Wednesday, the Brewers play the Cubs. Might go live again for that one. I wanted to go live as long as the win streak was going on. That obviously ended tonight. With the playoff type feel, though, did just want to discuss it a little bit. Woodruff and Hendricks. So we'll see. We'll see if Woody can step up. It's a 1:20 start time at Wrigley, and that will be on your normal TV and radio stations. Before we get to Pops, if you can figure out how StreamYard works, Dad. Oh, there he is. Greg Winkler from the Hurricane.
Hi, Bart.
Hey,
Can you
Dad,
hear?
welcome back to the show.
It's always great to be on your show, Bardo.
So, like when I first started these, you were in the middle of a hurricane and you were giving us updates, and then we didn't hear from you for like 5 days.
Yeah, because we lost power. This one we haven't had to worry about the power yet.
Yeah, last time you were in like a trailer. We're doing Energizer Bunny bits.
Yeah, we were. This time we decided to stay home because it's heading farther north.
So you're not going to get hit?
We're just getting the outer bands. So
So
there's
what's it worth talking about?
so the hurricane has a main system, and then there's bands that circle around it and just nail people with water and rain and water and thunderstorms and tornado warnings. So that's what we're dealing with right now.
Well, and I don't know if you know this. I mean, you live in Florida, but sometimes, Dad, there'll be a period where it seems like it's ended. They actually call that the eye of the storm.
Right. So the eye is in the middle of the Gulf.
Oh.
And there's a 200.
My parents are, where are you? Punta Gorda?
Punta Gorda, Florida.
Yeah.
So the eye around the eye, there's like a 240 mile circumference around the eye that is in the middle of the Gulf. And then there's these little like trailer like bands that circle around that. So because the eye isn't coming towards us, we're getting all the band stuff, but
you're not getting like the storm surge. That's what you got last time.
Yeah, we could get some storm surge because the bands are whipping all this water.
That seems worse than the rain
into the coast. Yeah, because you get these high, like we're supposed to get like 2 to 4 feet of storm surge in Punta Gorda. If we get 2 to 4 feet at the coastline, by the time it gets like inland, it goes down as it gets farther inland. So, we should be okay. Like the weather guys keep telling us that we're gonna be okay.
Hey, I don't want to get into anything about the weather.
Yeah, I know. I don't want you to get in trouble.
I looked at an Apple weather app 10 days out, and it said it was going to be hot, and then it was hot, and apparently I'm the goddamn devil.
Yeah, well, sometimes the apps are better than the live people because they just want to keep, like earlier today, they were not only now telling us that the hurricane was going to go up to the Panhandle and then go through Savannah.
Fourth base.
Then go through Savannah and then go through Charleston and then swing around and maybe come back to Florida. So they want to keep everybody scared, but now it's not. It's going out into the Atlantic, and it's going to, once it gets through, it's going to go away. So
weather is like the beacon for, and again, I don't want to, Adam says meteorologist gate. But weather is, if you're a local news station, you pump all your money into weather.
Right.
Because when do I turn on my local news? Weather.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
so
down in Florida, like we get like 3 minutes of sports if we get that. Like there's never any sports on. Especially in South Florida, because we don't have
how is the sports talk radio down there? I might have to move.
Sports talk radio is pretty bad down here. I used to listen to a guy out of Fort Myers when I went for bike rides, like a live show, and I think he lasted about a year and then it just went away. Like I don't know if people are too concerned about sports. Like I try to catch, like even to get some football highlights, they'll throw the score up for the Dolphins and Tampa and Jacksonville, but you don't know what the rest of the league did if you're watching the local sports channel. So
did he have an issue sharing his whole personal journey on Twitter? And anytime he said something in an audio platform, no one cared. But if he tweeted it, it was like the fucking aliens were invading. It was the end of the world.
That's pretty much how the Twitter world works, right?
Dad, let's play a game. It's called React to This News If I Died This Way. Okay?
Okay.
Because the one thing I don't want to, like someday I'll die, but I don't want to die that's memeable. I don't want to die in a way that people are going to make fun of.
Right.
So I'll be
like on the toilet eating chicken wings. You don't want to die that way, right?
Right.
Okay.
So let me remove my face so you don't know it's me.
Okay. All right.
Ring, ring.
It's a donut. Hello.
Hi, is this Mr. Greg Winkler, father of Bart?
Yeah, that's me.
Are you sitting down, sir?
I am sitting down.
Your son has passed away.
Oh my God, really? What happened?
Don't be too excited. He went to a Chicago White Sox game.
Okay, that's a problem right there. But what happened there?
He got shot in the stadium.
He had a shot? Like, what kind of shot was he drinking?
He got shot by a gun.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you'll
And
say, was he in a fight or what?
Yeah, was he in a fight or what?
No, sir. What actually happened was some lady brought a gun into the stadium through the metal detectors. She hit it in the folds of her belly fat, and then it accidentally discharged while she was sitting down, and it killed your son.
That would be a terrible meme, Bart.
So that's how someone got shot at this game.
Wow. For
That
real?
really happened.
It
Yeah,
really
she
happened?
stuck in the gun in her belly.
Oh, my Lord.
Mhm.
Who are they? Oh, my God.
Were you asking who they're playing?
Yeah, who are they playing? Why would you bring a gun to a Chicago White Sox game?
Q wants to know what's on the wall behind you.
We got, let's see.
Let's do some prop comedy with my dad.
We got some Packer great quarterbacks.
Oh, I bought you that.
Yeah, you got me that. We got a Lombardi one. I think you bought me that too.
Good for me.
And then I think it's a Brett Favre one autographed and an Aaron Rodgers autographed. And then we get to the Warrior stuff over there, Q. We get Steph Curry jersey, and we have the Klay Thompson box score when he scored 37 and a quarter, I think, because my other son got that signed for us for our 37th wedding anniversary. So that's what's in the background.
Oh, 37 points?
Packers and Warriors.
What you need is this. Only 2,021 of these were made.
Ooh, nice. Oh, I like that. I like that.
And this is number 240.
Well, Steph is looking at his new teammate next year. So how you doing, Giannis?
Yeah, Giannis ain't going anywhere.
I know.
Certainly ain't going to be out there. All right.
So anyway, I only watched the 9th inning tonight. I've been watching the whole 9-game winning streak.
Oh, yeah. My dad's like somehow back into the Brewers for the first time in 30 years.
Well, there isn't anything else on TV, and we got Bally Sports. So, hey, got to watch the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing was always if once they got 10 games over 500, then I got interested in the Brewers. That was my thing. Because baseball is like, to me, watching baseball is kind of boring. So I'm gonna watch them when they get 10 games over 500. I'd rather play the game than watch it.
Well, they shortened the games for millennials like you.
I know, it's great. I liked the other night when they had that 10-inning game and they put a guy in second and the Brewers end up winning. I like that.
Jeez.
Because then it didn't go 21 innings because I was at one of those games once.
Maybe you should do my CBS sports shifts.
No, that's okay.
That's right. I've kind of run out of shit to say. I think I'm just going to stock shelves anyway. Nobody likes me. Everyone wants to fire me. Everyone wants to be my boss. It's getting annoying.
Well, hey, you did this because you want to be your own boss.
Yeah, I made $5 on YouTube yesterday.
All right, I should send you some right now.
No, don't do that.
For having me on.
No.
Yeah.
Just Venmo me direct. All right, well, stay safe.
We will. We just I just posted a video at 10 o'clock. I just don't want to put my foot out of my bed in the morning and have water on my floor. That's the only thing I'm worried about right now. So
Hold on. I may have Cone, are you there? Do you want to talk? Cone? I might have Cone Roller here. I might not.
I don't know. It looks like another donut.
Yeah. Maybe not. No
All right.
Cone. Okay. Well.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for having me on your show. I feel like really important.
Well, you're my dad.
Oh, see? Okay. All right. And don't go to any White Sox games.
Cone?
Yeah.
Cone's already a part
Jeez, I got to get one of those bags. What is on that bag?
Cone, you'll hear coming up on the Packers. You'll hear a Cone voicemail. Cone, the weather people are like mad at me.
Are they really?
Oh, yeah. They ain't coming on.
That's too bad.
You got anything for Greg?
I was waiting kind of for you guys to finish up because I didn't want to intrude on some family bonding.
All right. I got to go to bed anyway because I might have to get up at 4 and make sure I'm not getting flooded. So,
Good luck.
all right.
All right.
Have a good show.
Cone roller and my dad.
Bye.
Bart, I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you think you are a better sports radio host when the team is winning or when they're losing?
Winning.
I would agree.
The problem with losing is people are already mad that they're losing. And then they get mad at you for like just pointing out the things that you want to talk about. So then I get upset. See, this is why Cone should teach classes. I think that like people thought I really do think that my career at WSSP went from what's going on with this guy in Freems. Then the Brewers made the playoffs in 2018. And I wrote a 2-year high of being like Bart. And then COVID hit, and I was like, you guys should wear a mask. Everyone's like, ah. Then I got mad about that.
No revisionist history.
I'm telling the story.
Bart's version.
And then it was good again, but then I started singing too much.
Okay, that's BS. Everyone loved the songs.
Jake wants to know my CM Punk take. I think that he needs to retire. CM Punk is like the wrestling version of me. Like, you're fine. Just stop doing all the extra shit. Just wrestle.
Too young to retire.
We're about the same age.
You got to keep going. You could be hosting or co-hosting a show with the Packers beat writer in 30 years.
I really feel like everybody wants to tell me what to do without like, I don't know. People just like to tell me what to do.
Yeah, it's always easiest to cast stones from glass houses, you know.
And I think if I look back when I'm on my deathbed 3 or 4 weeks from now, I'll look back and say, did I make my trials and tribulations too public?
And the Holy Spirit would answer yes.
Because this business has been very, very good to me. It's
Yeah.
also fucked me over a couple times. But I've also fucked myself over a couple of times.
Fair. So what's next? This podcast is growing. It's continuing to grow. Tim Shea got a new listener today, I heard.
Oh, you did? Who?
Her name is Stephanie, I think, from North Carolina.
Oh, Stephanie. Okay.
So Tim's going a little north. He's usually in South Carolina. He's going North Carolina.
Interesting. All right. So, I mean, every listener counts.
There you go. Any thoughts from this Brewers game? What are your shakeaways?
Well, my main shakeaway is that we're getting excited, and then this seems like the kind of game that will happen in the playoffs. Like excite. 1-0 loss to a good pitcher on TBS with BA on the call.
It's always tough when BA goes to neutral broadcasting, because I think fans of Wisconsin are one of the worst at evaluating their broadcasters. But they'll be like, "Oh, BA's cheering on the Cubs too hard." It's like, well, it's kind of his job. But I think the state of Wisconsin is bad at evaluating their broadcasters for sports.
I'm not sure if I should comment on that or not, or if people.
I'm talking like national guys mainly. Like some people still hate Joe Buck.
I've just always used the radio in my career as like an alternative to needing a shrink. Was that a bad idea?
I think that kind of was part of the ride, and still is part of the ride.
Yeah, I agree. Just sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses.
Yeah. You shit down your leg enough, it's going to smell.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up this portion.
Okay.
On the podcast, I'll go into voicemails, one which includes you.
I feel
and
like
then after that, I will air the Packer stuff from earlier, which also includes you.
I'm just all over the Winkler pod today.
Uh-huh.
I got a question if I should bring back the pick recaps with Ryan Horvath.
Well, I like those, but yeah, do it.
It is a lot of work.
And
But-
don't do it. Don't do it.
I feel like once every 3 or 4 games, give a brief summary.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but if I got to do it, I got to do it every week.
That's how I feel.
All right, you do a bit for the NFL year, and I will hold each other accountable.
We can do that.
All right,
Cone Roller.
Bart Winkler, thank you.
Thanks, Cone. All right, so again, Brewers Wednesday afternoon. If it's early enough and I don't take a nap, we'll do a pod, maybe. Depend on the game. I also might need a trim, maybe a haircut, maybe a Rogaine. We'll get there. Good night, everybody. Or stay listening to the pod.